Hi, this is Nathan Gamer Plays, and looky here! Nintendo Switch 2? Nintendo? Console? Hello? We actually are getting a freaking trailer about Switch 2 after people has been posting so many rumors and memes, and probably there was even fake trailers about the Switch 2, and people saying there's gonna be Switch Super, Switch Pro, Switch... Like, what the hell? There was so much confusion and so much hype that it just didn't prove what the hell going on until pretty much IGN and much more other companies, which they post legitimate announcements. Then this came out of nowhere, and I was like, this can't be true. There's no way in hell that all of a sudden we just got a trailer, and I'm pretty sure Nintendo didn't post any hype up about it either, because they didn't say, hey guys, expect the Switch 2 on January. I'm pretty sure they didn't say that. So no one expected this whatsoever as far as I'm aware. And as a tech nerd myself, I'm gonna criticize the Switch so much because I love the Switch. The Switch has phenomenal exclusives, and I'm super happy with the Switch because on community nights, when I go live, I play multiplayer games on the Switch with my community, and they are the best multiplayer games I ever played on a very awesome console. I'm just so excited to see what kind of improvements they implemented into a new generation console. Will there be backwards compatibility? What is the performance going to be increased like? What is the screen on the Switch itself? Is it going to support full HD? Because pretty much the Switch 1, you just dock it and then you connect it to your TV and then it supports full HD. But the screen itself, if you're playing it while you're handheld, it supports only HD resolution and not full HD. So there's a lot of questions and a lot of things that people are expecting. And as a tech nerd, one thing I will definitely need to see, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense whatsoever, is backwards compatibility. Like, that's definitely number one. People have been playing with the Switch for years now. I'm pretty sure it's been announced for a long time. People love the Switch 1, and it wouldn't make sense for them to release something identical with more upgraded hardware, but not have backwards compatibility. Even though it's not easy to have backwards compatibility be a thing, I still kind of expect it to happen because this is the improved version of Switch 1. So yeah, let's see what we're gonna get, and holy shit, let's pretty much. I'm just so excited because I'm a tech nerd, and fucking hell, let's just watch it. Let's watch it. What are we gonna see? Okay, this seems legit. Oh, okay. Oh, so it's gonna be bigger. Okay, so bigger means more hardware inside and more power. So when people say, oh, it's not a big deal because it's bigger, it actually is. And also there's a disadvantage as well, because bigger means more hardware, more powerful and bigger hardware usually. And that's a good thing, but at the same time, they need a good cooling solution to maintain its reliability, because it's going to generate a lot of heat, so they need to have some ventilation holes to distribute heat outside of the console itself. So that's already nice. The fact the screen is going to be, or the tablet itself is going to be big. Let's see what else. So that means better parts for sure. I mean, better hardware, that's pretty much mandatory at this point, but let's see what else. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, wait. What is this what is this port right here? That kind of looks like USB Type-C. Is that USB Type-C? Did they actually wait a minute, let me just take a look at my Switch right here. That pretty much is the same. Wait, that's actually the same. A little bit bigger, actually. It looks like the same as the Switch 1. The shape is the same. I think that's probably the same port. Maybe it's a next generation USB port? That's USB Type-C. Well, so what's the difference with this one? Is this going to be like USB Type-C generation 2 or 3 or something? So it's going to support like higher transfer speed or something, I wonder. Okay, cool. Volume. So they have 2 ventilation holes. That's good because it needs proper cooling solution. It's gonna have much more beefy hardware, so it's gonna release more hot air. So they need to have much more bigger cooling solution. So that's good. They have 2 ventilation holes. And I don't know what this port does. That look like a USB? I don't even know what that looks like. Is that what is? Wait, is that the? I don't even know what that is. Wait, is that for the SD card? Also, the fact that they put jack in there. To be honest, I'm gonna be honest. Jack ports are not the best. In fact, jack ports, most of them are shitty. And the problem with jack ports is they can bend pretty easily, considering how they are built. And they can be damaged easily. Then again, it depends on the build quality as well. So, although nowadays, it's, my opinion, having a USB port than a jack port, or even like using a USB converter to jack, is pretty much ideal nowadays. Because trust me, you don't want to bend something like this. If you screw that up, trust me, these jacks can be a little bit finicky sometimes. So, no, I'm not too big on jacks, but if they did build the quality quite well, then these might be reliable. So it really depends. And I got a feeling this is... I don't think this is the SD card reader. It doesn't look like it. Where's the thing that you open up? Doesn't look like an SD card. I don't know what this is. What is that? Okay. See, this I really am not confident on the stand. This stand is not gonna be that powerful. You have a very heavy, like, console. Even if it is handheld, this is a bigger console, and that is very flimsy, this handle. So the fact is gonna I'm not sure how strong it's gonna be to handle all this weight. Then again, I could be wrong, but having all that weight into a very thin handle like this, they need to make it a little bit thicker, in my opinion, so it has a little bit more support. Because like this, I really doubt it's gonna be good, because the Switch 1 is really not that great. In fact, I don't even use it. I just rest it on something. But I wonder for the Switch, it doesn't look promising, this handle thing. In fact, I don't even use it. So I'm not pretty sure about this. Also, that's the SD card. So what the hell is this USB whatever port that is? So the memory, I can see the SD card where you open it, but what is this port? What is it? Is that a SD card port? What is that? I wonder what it is. Also, I noticed that's where they're gonna slide the Joy-Cons on. Oh, there's the Joy-Cons. Ah, so bigger Joy-Cons. I don't like the black color. Oh, okay, so the color is gonna be on the side. Wait a minute, hold on. Is that a USB port? Is that a USB type? Is that a USB 2.0? That's not Type-C, but that looks like a USB port. Wait a minute, is that a USB port? It looks like it. Also, what are these on the side? Wait a minute, let me look at my Joy-Con really quick. What the fuck are those? Wait, I'm just looking at my Joy-Con right now from the Switch 1. Those are completely new, except the button, which is next to the USB port-ish. That's just the connection button. But the other things, I have no idea what they are. And it looks much better in terms of build quality, because the problem with the Joy-Cons for the Switch 1, their connectors, the railing on the inside where you connect and you slide to the Switch, if you're not careful, they can easily be damaged. And sometimes it gives you problems with connectivity. It can be a little bit flimsy at times. So the fact that this build quality does look a little bit better for the Switch 2. Also, sorry for the mumbling. I'm just so excited watching this. This looks decent. Not gonna lie, this looks great. So that looks like a USB port. Dude, that's huge. Okay. Cool. Alright. Wait, what? What the? Not sure what that means, but okay. Look at the... Yo! Oh my god, yes! No way, they're doing it like that. Oh my god, that's amazing. I was hoping for something like this. Dude, that's huge. I like this. For those of you who don't know, so the Switch One, you basically slide in the Joy-Cons and it connects. And the problem with sliding it in, sometimes the connection starts playing because the connectors on the inside, when you slide it in, sometimes they start playing or they lose connection or they never synchronize with the Switch. This way, they made it a little bit much more better and more reliable because you have a USB port which is this thick, and that is a powerful chip right there, and reliability is going to be huge. So most likely those Joy-Cons are going to be way more reliable than the ones from the Switch One. Because at least you don't have these connectors no more. You just have like a chip which you inserted into the port. So you have better connectivity and probably less hassle with connection and stuff like that. So that's huge. Oh, dude, are you serious? Oh, that's great. So they made it magnetic. Oh, that's fantastic. This made it so much better in my opinion. That's so great. So they changed it, so they made it magnetic. So technically, you try to insert it into the port correctly, and then the magnets, it will attract it, and it will automatically sync it itself. The magnets are good because it helps to not put too much pressure, and pretty much keep it stable into the Switch, so that's good. The fact they put, like, small little magnetic things on the inside to connect it, that's great, man. So they put it magnetic with a chip. That's great. That's actually much better. Yo, it looks great. Dude. Oh, that looks... Design doesn't look crazy good, but... Like black, but... It looks really great. Oh, Mario Kart, baby! I was talking about it! Dude, I love Mario Kart so much with the community! Dude! Wait a minute, hold on, I need to see that trailer. Dude, it looks so smooth. Wait a minute, I think with Switch 2, it actually is like true 60 FPS. I mean, if you look at it right now, and this video is literally 1080p 60, so if we look at it very closely, it feels 60 FPS. Wait, did they actually make it true 60 FPS? Because the Switch, the one, it wasn't as smooth as this. So definitely it has to be that it supports 60 FPS. I mean, then again, with the capture cards and TV and the dock, you can make it full HD and all, but I think this is like true 60 FPS and a hell of an... This looks like, to me, a big performance boost. Just, even though Mario Kart is not an insanely intensive game because it's a racing game with really amazing visuals, but the fact that this game looks smooth and it looks great, that gives me confidence for the other games. It looks 60 FPS just by looking at it. Okay, the dock looks pretty much the same, just different shape. Yo, that looks so Switch 2. I knew they were gonna call it Switch 2. Oh, that's great. 2025. When... Okay, let's read this. Plays Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive games, as well as Nintendo Switch games. Nintendo Switch 2 plays both physical and digital Nintendo Switch. That's awesome. This is what I like about console. Like, I don't want consoles to stop supporting physical media or physical games. So the fact that they are releasing consoles, newer generation like this, and still supports physical games, that's huge. I don't want companies to stop supporting physical stuff. As a gamer as myself, I love collecting physical games, and there's so much advantage and disadvantages between digital and physical. So the fact if they remove either one of them, it's not going to be good. So the fact they're both supported, physical and digital, that's huge. And I'm glad they keep it that way. It's very important. Certain Nintendo Switch games may not be supported on or fully compatible with the Switch 2. Shit. So, I mean, it's still early. So we're still expecting updates in the future. I'm sure they will update the Switch with much more software patches, and they will probably make other games compatible. So I wouldn't be too worried about this, because the Switch 1, they give it updates from time to time, and I'm sure the Switch 2 will do the same thing. So this is just a temporary thing until they start pushing out software patches. So it should be fine. Details will be shared on the... See, they even said it themselves. So this will be something that they will change. That's good. That's really freaking good, man. Yo, and look at that. That's so cool. That's awesome, man. Oh my god. Although I wish it had the colors, though. I don't like the fact that it's just all... I wish I'd had different colors. You know, like the Switch red and blue. I wish there was like more colors here. But I mean, it's okay. You know, like it's fine at this point. But I wish it had a little bit more like color. But maybe they will release more colors in the future. Who knows? But mostly I care about, it's not just how it looks, it's mainly the performance and the next generation of games that it will support. So, actually, wait a minute. Play Nintendo Switch 2 as well as Nintendo Switch game. Wait, so there's backwards compatibility. Oh my goodness, I almost missed this. So the Switch 2 actually supports. It has backwards compatibility. Oh, that's great. Oh man, I mean, it wouldn't make sense for them to release a Switch 2 just for it not to have backwards compatibility. I mean, that wouldn't be worth it for Nintendo. So the fact that it does have backwards compatibility, that's important. And that's really good. And the fact is, backwards compatibility is not easy to have for a console. So the fact that they successfully did this, that's huge. Dude, so all the Nintendo Switch games I have, at least when they start pushing patch updates, they will actually be supported for the Switch 2 when I actually buy it. So I don't have to re-buy all the games anymore. I can just play the old Switch 1 games on the Switch 2. And that's really awesome. Because mind you, the Switch games are not cheap. So that's great. That's a huge thing right there. Backwards compatibility is important. Really important, in my opinion. On the 4th of February, are you serious? That's so soon. Literally, I recorded this video on... Right now, it's the 16th of January when I started recording this video. Literally, man, that is not far off. That's like... what? Dude, that's a few more weeks. That's not even a month. That's not even a month away. We're so close. Dude, this is huge. Although, I wish that we could see the specs. Then again, I'm sure they will give us the specs when the Nintendo Direct will be announced. So we're expecting a Nintendo Direct on the 4th of February, and they will probably start announcing the true stuff about Switch 2, like the games. Most likely they will start announcing like what games are we expecting on the Switch 2, and also what specs it has, like what more improvements does the Switch 2 have in comparison to the Switch 1. So Direct is when we start getting the real news, baby. Oh, that's great. That's great, man. I'm so happy. So the rumors were all true. I thought people were trolling and shit. What the hell? Because there was so much rumors and stuff on Twitter, and I believe there was even some fan-made stuff about Switch 2 because people were expecting it. And all I can say is that Switch 2 looks really promising. The fact that they made it bigger, it's a good thing because bigger means bigger parts inside. So bigger CPU, bigger GPU, and that means they can squeeze more and more performance out of those really great components within the Switch. Because normally the real truth is about components. In the tech world, there are companies which are trying to manufacture small parts with high speeds, but the problem is they're so unreliable, certain parts, that it's almost difficult to get certain parts to have high reliability. It's pretty much, to give an example, like we have the M.2 SSD for PC as an upgrade, which is a much more powerful SD card, or SD chip, I should say. And the problem with them, they generate such high speeds that sometimes reliability may be a little bit on the downside, depending what kind of brand you buy as a M.2 SSD compared to the normal SSD. And In fact, some SSDs will come even with the heatsink on top of it, so that it helps to distribute heat efficiently out of the M.2 to make it more reliable, so it keeps it more regulated in temperatures. So the fact is, when companies starts manufacturing consoles and they make them bigger and they add like more ventilation holes, they have to do it like that because the Switch 2 is going to generate more heat because of more performance. So reliability has to be there. Otherwise, why would people spend $600 on a Switch if in few months it will start giving you performance problems because it's throttling, meaning that there's parts which are pretty much limited in comparison to each other. They're probably throttling because the temperatures are not being regulated efficiently, so it starts dropping performance to control the temperature of your console. Because keep in mind that if consoles reach certain temperatures, they start dropping performance to avoid any overheating issues, and of course potentially burning out the circuit board of the Switch, and of course causing major hardware problems. So when it comes to impact, like compacting small parts, they have to make it bigger. It's just impossible to put small parts with high efficiency without having bigger space to put it in, and with better like heat distribution solutions and also ventilations for better heat management. So it looks great. By design and by build quality, it looks great. Maybe the colors, but I wouldn't worry too much about colors. You know, for me, it's more about the build quality because people are going to pay lots of money for this. And I'm expecting this to be most likely, even though it's too soon, maybe around $500 to $600, more or less, give or take. So, but then again, we don't know what the specs are, so that could vary depending on what kind of features and specs we're expecting. So if the Switch, which is not, this is just an example, if the Switch is going to support 4K stuff, you're always going to have $800 to $1,000 or more. But if it's going to support full HD, that's a different story. So once we get the specs, we'll know exactly more or less what the price will be. So far, it looks promising. That's all I will say. It looks great. From the game itself, from the Mario Kart that they showed, it looks promising as hell. Because when I saw the game, and this is like a 1080p 60 FPS video, when we saw the game on the Switch, it looked like it actually ran on 60 FPS, considering how smooth the animation looked on the screen. And if that's true, then that could be true 60 FPS on console. And that's huge. Because if you compare the 30 FPS, the 30 FPS versus the 60 FPS performance, or in this case, refresh rate, you'd like to call it, there's a hell of a difference in smoothness, in performance, and much more. So it's huge. And yeah, seriously, man, I'm so happy Nintendo finally released something that people have been begging for years. And I was like, you know what, we definitely need Switch 2. Because if they want to continue the evolution of gaming for the next generation, they have to come up with something even better. And I wouldn't be surprised that once this ages, in a matter of years, they have to release Switch 3 at some point as well. Because gaming evolves, technology evolves, parts are really difficult to do or build in this case, so they have to improve a lot of stuff for the next generation of consoles. And this looks really promising, considering how amazing the Switch 1 really is. So really awesome job by Nintendo so far, although I will probably criticize it a bit better once we see the actual specs that the console has on the inside. Because Switch 1 has 8 cores, it has a GPU which is 365 megahertz or something, which is very little, but for the console itself is good. It has 16 gigabyte internal storage, which is, again, not huge, but the fact is you can upgrade with another secondary SD card, which is really nice. And you have a USB USB Type-C to connect. You can dock it and you can connect a capture card, so you can have smooth battery performance and in full HD. Although the screen itself supports 760p HD resolution, but on TV you can crank it up to 1080p, which is actually quite nice. So, you know, technologies like this is important, and I just hope they continue to push more technologies, because if that's the case, futuristic gaming, we're expecting lots of improvements. And for a handheld, that's huge. Really huge. Especially with the exclusive being super popular. I'm excited to see the Switch 2 and much more freaking consoles being released by Nintendo. So Nintendo, fucking keep it up, man, because you got someone right here who's a tech nerd who already can feel the awesome stuff that you did here. Especially with that showcase. If that really is 60 FPS true that I'm seeing, then, man, that's like the biggest up you just did right there for the futuristic of console. So, big, awesome job. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed this awesome showcase as much as I did, because Switch 2, man, looks awesome. I'm super hyped as a tech nerd. I did see some things which could have improved, like the jack. I don't agree with the jack because jacks can be a little bit finicky, and it's not the first time I had problems where the jack port gets damaged because you unplug it and plug it back in, unplug it back, plug it back in. And the problem with jack ports, especially if they're not like highly built well, they can easily get damaged. And usually people would prefer to have a USB port because it's bigger, it's thick, and it's very less likely that it will break, even the port itself. But then again, there's also a limitation on what they can put on the Switch because compared to the size and the technology it has. But overall, they did an awesome job. So Switch 2 looks promising. It looks amazing. I'm super excited. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you all again for some gameplays and more reaction videos. Take care, have a good one, and I can't wait to see you all in the future with this beautiful, awesome console. Take care, Nintendo fans, and I'll see you all next time. May Mario be with you. And Yoshi, because he's freaking adorable. Bye!